Rose, your mic is muted.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
I almost thought it was my own, and I said, no, now
No.
I didn't know.
As per I'm in the studio now, so I've totally forgot I was supposed to raise this mic. Pardon me. And I was speaking with all seriousness.
Yes, it was. I saw your lips moving. That was why I said, let me call your attention.
Thank you so much, Buki. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for staying with us right here on Your Women Radio WFM 91.7. It's 9 minutes after 9 right here on Women Radio. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. You're welcome to Herlens, where we get to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues right here on Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. Yes, you just heard the voice of Buki. So, Buki, how are you? It's Thursday already. The week is wrapping up.
Yes.
Yep. So, how is the
Yes,
Thursday looking like?
book is fine. Book is fine. I want to thank God, and I'm happy to do this again, to be in your space. So, how is everyone doing? Our Lens family, how are you doing? Today is 29th of January. Before we know what is happening, February don't come.
And so,
We're now celebrating February 14th. Before you know what is happening in March, Easter. But whatever be the case, for every day, let's give God the glory. Let's
mm,
appreciate life. Let's just be optimistic. Let's have that positive vibe,
yeah,
and let's just trust God on a daily basis. These are times that you cannot afford not to trust God. If you're not trusting God, you are obsolete. Jassy, shine your eye. These are the days you just have to hang on God, and we'll see us through. So once again, I want to say good morning,
mm.
everybody.
Good morning, Buki. It's good to have you here. And yes, so you just need to hold God because the way the times are going right now, eh? Okay. Well, this is our lens right here on Women Radio, and we're super excited because it is the 29th day of January. So, finally, we don't see the end of January by God's grace, and we're hoping that February will be good. So, 29 days into the new year. Okay, so yeah, today we have a couple of things that we'll be talking about with Buki, and hopefully, we get to maximize the time that we have this morning. To be a part of it, you can listen live from any part of the world at www.wfm917.com. You can also go ahead and let us hear from you by sending us WhatsApp messages to 070-317-56537. Or those are the numbers that you can get in touch with us with this morning on the program Highlands. All right, quickly let's touch on the issue of the protest society groups. Um, Now, the protest was organized by Coalition Against Demolition at 7 a.m. at Ikeja Under Bridge. Now, hundreds of residents joined by traders from areas like Owode, Oniron. It's not. We had media personnel who were there. Now, because of the tear gas, people were running. People were trying to find how to, be safe. And then, in the process, some got injured and all. Now, we had people from Oboroshoki who joined, those who came out to protest, as regards what happened, in areas like Makoko. Now, it's no longer news that this has happened, but then just yesterday, we on the daily news review, what we wanted to talk about was about a man who lost his baby. When
Mm.
during the day, the whole demolition and all, or was it protest, and then his wife and baby fell into the lagoon, and his baby could not make it. His apprentice too, and so it's just a lot. Imagine the kind of lives that have been lost during this period, properties that have been lost during this period. Now, it's not that, like Buki said, the demolitions and all of that, nobody's stopping you from doing what you want to do, but have you given these people somewhere else to go to? Have you made necessary have you made other plans for them? Now, this is supposed to be a peaceful protest. This is supposed to be them calling your attention to say, this thing that you're doing, is affecting us this way, is affecting us this way. Is it not for them to listen? Because, I mean, why are you in leadership in the first place? It's for you to listen to the plight of the people and do what is right by them. Okay, so And then they are met with tear gas. They are met with, this this kind of pushback. They're met with this sort of pushback that now is leaving them, that came out to draw your attention to what they're going through. It's leaving them in pain, it's leaving them injured, and all of that. I mean, it should be a peaceful protest that you will come out from your office and just come and address them and make them understand from a better perspective. But here we are, and it almost seems as if now, if you want protest, you better ready, because you might have pushback that will lead you to maybe to the hospital. So Buki, why are we seeing a lot of protests being, met with this kind of will I say violent pushback? And can we not come out to protest in peace right now? And then let's look at it holistically with the things that are happening in Oworoshoki, or the things that are happening in Oworoshoki and the Makoko area.
I was watching, the news, and it was like, why? How did we get to this place? Even if the government is going to come and react, what do they want to say? They should know how to handle protest, because one, it's lawful, it's not illegal. Yeah. And I believe that they should know how to manage it so that it does not go out of hands. I know by the time they come to react or to respond, whichever one they want to do. Oh, they will come from the angle that it was getting rowdy. Some miscreants had joined them, breaking things, whatever it is. Even with that, they ought to know how to manage it. At least we have seen in the advanced world, when they protest, right? You see the security personnel with them, protecting them,
Mm.
not harassing them, protecting, you know, guiding them, at least just be going, those on the bike with the vehicle, and those that are also working with them, just to be sure that they are safe, because they're Nigerians,
Mm-hmm.
they are safe. So even if anything is going to happen, maybe miscreants or whatever it is, they will know how to nap them. We don't know why they did this, but from where we stand, that was uncalled for. You know, pulling tear gas, injuring people. Um, what are they trying to say? Is it that they have the power, so I can do and undo? This is not the best way. It's not the best way, and I think they need to listen to them. They need to listen to them. I mean, if they had done the needful, we will not be where we are today. You made an agreement with them 30 meters from the power line. Everybody knows that. Even they themselves know that. That yes, that was wrong for them to have built, their houses, in the power line area. But now they're complaining that you went above that. 100 meters, all kinds of reports that we are hearing, 100, 300. I saw 300, I saw 520 meters, you know. So, but whatever be the case, is that you went out of agreement. Even if you want to take the land, I was talking, was it yesterday,
Yeah.
that they had tried to get that land twice. This is the third time. And it's under the guise of the mega city. We understand, for development, right? For development, if you for some that have studied Singapore, when Lee Kuan Yew was writing, look at how Lee Kuan Yew, you know, developed Singapore. As at the time he was coming in, Singapore was more like Mapuko from the pictures.
Hmm.
It was like Makoko. If you are not told, you say, this is Makoko now. That was the picture then. But it took them about 30 years to see what you see now. Tall buildings, the minds of the people, even to the extent that the people did not know how to use, the what do you call it now? The toilet fittings. They had to be taught how to use it. It took time. They had a plan. They realized that first They are Singaporeans and they deserve a good living. So what do we do? There were other things they did, right? But I mean, based on what we're talking today, it took them time, to reorientate their mind, train them. Yeah, so even if you want to displace them, where are you displacing them to? Yes, I understand the fact you said that yes, is they are illegal occupants. But let us look at it. If you're looking at the figures, most people are living under the poverty line. And this is because unemployment is high. Yes, you might say there's a new metrics. You are now talking about 3.3, blah, 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 blah. Look around you. People are hungry. People are not living the way they're supposed to live. We're not even talking about living in one posh place. Basic amenities, good water, they don't have it. Streets, good streets, they don't have it. Good hospitals, they do not have it. And these people have said, okay, oh, this is where our parents, gave birth to us, and we got married and we are giving birth here and all that. Yes. And they have made an ecosystem out of it. The people are living there, they're sending their children to school. Like I said, it's an ecosystem. So why would you now say you want to just suddenly destroy it? You understand? You could plan. And that was what I was trying to say yesterday, that you could plan. There are many options. Look at the options. Look at the alternatives. Bring the experts in. Look at the alternatives. But the paramount thing is that the people interest. You must take care of the people. So if you want to relocate all of them, yes, we still have land, but agree, they're there. You understand? And then you begin to reorientate their mind. But mind you, these people, all what they know is fishing, is water. So you should also look at that, okay, how do I get this? How do I reform these people? The other alternative would be, okay, where they are, can't I develop that place so that it becomes, a real fishing community, community ecosystem, but yet with modern ways, so that even people can come and say, I want to come and visit my people. I want to see how they use the boat to fish. I want to experience it. You know, how many years ago I had the opportunity of going to Dubai. That was when they were even building the toilets. I'm talking of how many years ago, and they said we want to go to something called Beach Dune or something, 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 something. I can't even remember now because it's been years now. And we got there. What did I see? I said, this is Bad Beach now. I said, why will you carry me to Bad Beach? But then I now realized that no, yes, I'm seeing sand, but they have turned it into an exciting place. They had the big bikes, they had the Range Rovers, and the way they will be speeding on the sand. If you are not careful, you'll be afraid. They have innovated it. They have brought creativity out of sand that they had. So who says we cannot do that even in Makoko? Even if you want to shield them, even if you want to have luxurious whatever, 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 you can actually, I believe everything is possible. You can actually have your luxury flats or whatever it is, and then create that community behind. If you want to shield them, you understand, but leave them, with their trade. You can reform them, you can improve their life. I believe you can improve their life, but moving them now, evacuating them now, and you don't give them an alternative, I think is wrong. I know you are coming from the premise of it is illegal, but they are Nigerians and they are contributing. No matter how small, they are contributing. At least I heard that there are about 300,000 people living there, you know. And if you begin to look at the statistics, what they contribute, the smoke, all kinds of trade is going on there. So now that you have evacuated them, how do you want them to live? Have we looked at the consequence of what they are doing? And now they are now going on the streets to protest, to say, come and hear us. And the next thing that you are doing is you are pulling tear gas and you're firing the tear gas to them. Why? Power. What I expect them to do is negotiation. Sit down with them. Tell them, except if they are not honest, except if the government is not honest, because the body language is saying that they will evacuate them, right? And before you know what is happening, in the next 2 years, thereabout, luxurious flats are there. So if that is your intent, tell them, resettle them in another community where they can actually, because nothing even stops you from opening up, all their life now fish, you know, from doing modern ways of fishing and resettle them. It will take a whole lot of money, but yes, it's planning. And then you can even put it into your mega city project. You understand? Because now, what is their excuse? And it will not be fair. I'm wrapping up now. It will not be fair that you are putting them in these states under the guise that they're illegal occupants and that something, one terrible hazard, whatever is going to happen, which we know. If they've been there for over 100 years now, and then maybe after 2 years, you now see that you're now some feeling, you're now building luxurious flats. That will not be fair. Open up to them, this is what we want, and relocate them and tell them the benefits of, you know, a new way of thinking, a new way of living. And I'm sure they will all embrace it. And you settle them very well in a new community. Well, I feel for them, but I believe that a whole lot of people are talking now, and the governor, Mr. Sanwo-Olu, should listen, and have a heart. And I think this is even where the wife, I mean, yeah, I will say it too. This is even where the wife should talk. Say, Oga, wait till now. These are human beings. Let's look at this thing properly. Thank you.
All of the things you've mentioned are just, what the government should be able to look at. I mean, these people are coming out to tell you that we are not happy about this thing that you're doing. No, how can we move forward? It's left for you to come out and communicate. I think that's just it. Communicate. There's
Yeah,
no. It's
there's no way. Communicate, sit down with them, let them see
chicken.
reasons what you are doing, except if you are moving in a way that is
I just it's just a lot when it's something that should not get to this point that we've allowed to get here. So I'm just hoping that we do what is right. This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, 28 minutes after 9 right here on Women Radio, and this is the program Herlens, where we get to discuss, dissect and disagree on topical issues right here on Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. Feel free to let us know your thoughts on the demolitions going on in Makoko, the one that happened in Oworoshoki, and, the protests that took them to Alausa to go seek the face of the government. Like, come and talk to us. What is going on? Where do we go from here? We just need answers. And I think, at the end of the day, it's a responsibility of the government to come out and just answer these people. But instead, they were met with pushbacks, they were met with tear gas. We had media, officials who came out to cover that, and they also lend their voice to this. We had mothers, we had, sons of these areas, landlords, landladies who have built their lives around these places. They just came out to talk to the government, but instead, this is what they were met with. So I think, this actually calls for us and our leaders to actually sit down and look at the way they choose to communicate, because now even what this act that has just been done is a way of also sending a message, is a way of communication too. So what are you not telling others, that okay, we can just get up and do what we want to do and you have no right to say anything? No, now. Mm-mm. Haba. All right. Please do well to be a part of the program by dialing 07000 Let's get to hear your thoughts on 089155917917. Do well to also send us WhatsApp or text messages to 0703 or 08155 All right, Susan, joined us along the, when Buki was speaking. And Susan, thank you very much for coming on this morning. Let's get to hear your thoughts on this. You have lived in Lagos, and how Lagos works. Okay, I think let's pick this call first. Let's see who we have here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Akin. I'm calling from Lagos Ibadan Expressway.
All right, Akin from Lagos Ibadan Express. Please go ahead. Let's hear you, Akin.
Yeah,
What's your thoughts
yeah,
on? Yes.
concerning this Makoko of a matter,
Mm.
it's a big shame to Nigerian government. A big shame on them. Big shame. Are they not going to abroad? You do not see the advancement there. Nigeria is supposed to advance more than this because they are selfish interests. They are devilish. They are demons.
Okay.
Look at those people that they expose them. Are they not human beings? Are they not Nigerian citizens? Look at the baby that they kiss. You are just living on empty kind in this, most especially our government.
Right.
Can they go to Oyibo land and destroy them and mess it up? Then you come to your own land and you mess your citizens up. Is it not that their tax money they are using to pay them? This Nigeria, they are just very useless.
Okay. All right, so I'll just stop you right there. Thank you very much for calling. We know that what is going on is not it. We know that we are hoping to get a better Nigeria, but I think you could do better with your words. Because at the end of the day, this is radio, and a lot of people get to listen, and we have young people too who are listening. And moreover, we need to be civil with our comments. So yes, the government is not doing what we hope that they would do, even as regards to this Makoko and Oworoshokin demolitions. But even at that, we need to be very careful with the kind of words we use, because we never can tell. You can find yourself there tomorrow. Your children may find themselves there tomorrow. So I hopefully they get to do better than what this government is doing. If not, they'll be met with the same or maybe even worst kind of words. So let's just be very civil in our comments. All right, so Susan, I'll bring you in this. You've stayed in Lagos before, Susan, and I'm sure that Makoko is not a new area. Even though Waroshoki itself, we know that it's not a new environment. You know of these places, and now these people just went to call on the government, and they met this kind of pushback. Let's have your thoughts on this, Susan.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rose, Madam Buki. Sorry I joined in late. And good morning to our listeners. I, I woke up late, and the truth was, I watched a disturbing video around this Makoko issue.
Hmm.
Lagos is still a part of me. I mean, I just got back a few days back.
Hi, Susan. We can't seem to hear
When
you.
my entire family
Okay.
lives in Lagos, I have not left Lagos,
Hmm.
and that was. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I watched a disturbing video. The woman was unconscious and they were using boats to rush her. She was not even putting on clothes.
Hmm.
And in my head, I was worried. I looked at it, she was unconscious. And what struck me was, who are the most vulnerable in all of this? Women, children, persons with disability. Or do you want to tell me Makoko is devoid of this cluster of persons? I want to say, and this is not emotional, Makoko is not just a waterfront settlement. It's a socio-economic ecosystem. It is home to people who fish, traders, artisans, women entrepreneurs, children, persons with disabilities like myself, and families that contribute to Lagos informal economy. I remember years back when we were in Unilag, my friend Tosin would say, she's going to Makoko, that's where she'll buy things that we'll use to cook for the week cheaper. And
Hmm.
because her disability was easier, she would always go there and get things. I mean, Oworoshoki, I live in Ogudu. What is Oworoshoki to Ogudu? I
Hmm.
just left Ogudu. So when we talk about eviction, we are not talking about buildings. We're talking about lives. We're talking about systems. We're talking about networks and survival structure. We're looking at the bigger picture here, you know. And I understand that Lagos is a big ecosystem and is ecosystem. People are looking at it from the angle of development, but development should not mean displacement. It shouldn't mean displacement. Urban renewal must not mean erasure. I mean, and when we look at progress, as it were, for me, progress should not mean poverty transfer because this is breaking a structure that has been in place.
Mm-hmm.
People know when they go to fish, people know when they come out to come and buy by the waterfront, including those of us who think we live in the urban cities. You know, a city grows stronger when it grows with its people, not away from them. And for governance, as it were,
Yeah.
I have series of questions because when I'm engaging holistically. Was there consultation? I know our people can be stubborn sometimes. Was there consultation? Was there notice? Was there participation from these people? I mean, was there a resettlement framework? Because you would not just move them like that and tell them you are leaving this place. The question for me would be, what next? Where do I go from here? And was there a livelihood restoration? Come on. What was your plans? Moving them from there. Where are you taking them for restoration? Was there data collection so that we even know, you know,
Hmm.
how many people we are moving? Where are we taking? Because you cannot plan for a demography you know nothing about. You cannot. Was there an inclusion plan? Because I mean, I work in the diversity, equity, and inclusion space. Was there an inclusion plan? Because for me, development without participation is not policy. It is just a show of power imbalance. Now, we have looked at what is happening in Makoko. Are there men in that space? Yes. But women are the backbone of Makoko's economy. Whether it is fish smoking, if you've ever been there, whether it is trading, caregiving, the household instability, you know, the household instability in that space. Is it the household stability, I mean, and then the micro enterprise, as it were. So I need us to be very holistic in the approach around this thing. When women are displaced, because I kept that scene I saw about that elderly woman
Hmm.
kept flashing into my head. So I was traumatized. I couldn't sleep. I don't know why I bumped into that video. Most times when I see anything that is disturbing, I don't watch. Even if it is placed on Herlens, I just read and don't watch any video because I reflect a lot. Now, women are displaced. It means that children's nutrition suffers. We know that
Yes.
that environment is not healthy,
Hmm.
but is this the way to drive change? Education is disrupted, you know, health access declines, poverty deepens. We are talking of an area where all they know is water, fish, and all of that. When you remove them from that settlement in this manner, what happens? And then we look at the exploitation risk. It keeps increasing, you know. We need to
Hi, Susan.
look at
Yeah.
this as something that forever will
Hmm.
create a trauma cycle. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
So for me, Makoko is part of Makoko is part of Lagos informal economy.
Hmm.
The fish supply chains, the food security, the labor markets, and the micro businesses. So my question will be, when we destroy this base, you have inadvertently destroyed and destabilized the city's economy. That is the truth. For legal and human rights, you know, when you look at it from that perspective, evictions without due process, without humane relocation. The eviction I saw was undignifying. Was undignifying. The only place I have seen a woman, except those who protest in that way, was when my grandmother was alive, and it is around her children and her grandchildren. Why should that be in the public view? There should be consultation, there should be compensation, and there should be protection frameworks for these people. Why? And for me, as a development person, what development should look like, it should be community-led urban planning. You co-create with these people. You will not create by yourself and now call them in to evict them. No. It must be participatory mapping. What do we do? How do we go about it? What areas will still give you these things and you still live decent life? I mean, resettlement with dignity. We are looking at how their livelihood can be restored, because this is a path they have chosen and they are thriving. And then what are the plans for environmental safety? What are their plans for environmental safety? Because we know most of the intentions was the environmental hazard, this. Awesome. So my question is, what is the plan for environmental safety? And as I close from this conversation, because I can keep going on and on and on, bringing different angles to it. A city, I had listened towards the end of Madam Buki's speech. A city is not measured by its skyscrapers and beautiful buildings. It is measured by how it treats its most vulnerable citizens. This has always been my debate and my own point of view in every conversation. And so Makoko is not a problem to be removed. Makoko is a community to be included. And so development must carry people along, not push them out. Because true development is not about clearing spaces. It's about creating justice. What is spaces without justice? If development excludes...
All right, Susan, just a minute. We have a call. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ladies.
Hi, good morning.
Rose, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Before we round up this morning, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has spoken beautifully this morning. But I want to chime in something. A country that ought to protect its citizens, especially the underprivileged ones, those going under the burden and the weight of the nation's economy that is not favorable to them. And then the only thing you think you can do is to meet up with them, aura, firepower. They are not matching it up with you. They come with ordinary plastic bottle water in the hot sun, and then you feel you can use live bullets and tear gas on them, and you call them your citizens. Like, I am bleeding speaking about this morning. But I should tell you the kind of people we have as rulers, not leaders. A leader is one who has sympathy and empathy on his citizens. And it shows that in the life of the citizens, on a daily basis. They've always lived in denial. They said when they went to demolish it, they didn't tear gas people. But now, a police was quoted to have said yesterday that I hate journalists because they were covering their shenanigans, their negativity, live on air yesterday. Tomorrow, this same journalist you say you hate, allegedly, will be the ones to come and fight on air for your pension and your gratuity and your salaries. Yes, you hate all the people. Karma is real. Every job has it today. I pray for everyone listening this morning, either good or bad, that which you have wished unto your fellow citizens, unto your fellow people, will go back in manifold unto you, except you repent and change. Good morning once again, ladies. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Good morning, Mrs. Oboli. Thank you so much for calling. Susan, let's hear your concluding thoughts on this.
Thank you, Mrs. Oboli, for that insight. I feel your pain, and we are all pained. I mean, how do they have come out to protest? I mean, is there no freedom to come out and protest? It's a peaceful protest. Why do we have to tear gas them? What if an asthmatic patient was there? What if different people came out there and you tear gas them in the face? Why are we going back to those military era where people are tear gassed just for peaceful protests? In my closing thoughts, I would like to say that urban renewal without dignity is urban violence. What
Hmm.
I think these people have experienced is urban violence and not urban renewal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. You have actually, looked at this from every angle, or of this, because at the end of the day, these are people that you're talking about. I think I also saw, not I think, I actually saw a video of, a man who came out. Is it? I can't, because it's like over a week I saw that video. So I think somebody went to that to the Makoko community, and the person was showing us, what was going on there, and we could see that a lot of children were no longer able to go to school. We could see, and they were talking about the maternal mortality rate. Now, imagine at that period you had women who were giving birth. Imagine at that period you had newborn babies, with their mothers who are just trying to recuperate, coming out of labor room and all of that, and that is happening. So where do you leave all of these people? I mean, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And yes, we understand that. Okay, oh, you want to work on that place. You want to do this, and maybe you must have been giving them notice. So okay, leave this place. So you people where you're staying is not good. Or you're staying under the power line. All of that. But even with that, Seth, I think it's just only ideal that you say, okay, we want you people to move from this point to this point so that we can do so thing here. This is what we want to achieve here. You know what they say with communication? Because Buki, you're all about leadership, policy, training, and all of that. Please, is it that communication? This would not know what is called communication at all. I mean, they just don't want to use it, or they just don't. I don't get it. Because communication is key, and you can't be a leader without communication. How?
No, I believe they know it. I believe they
Ah,
know it, but they don't want to use it. You understand? I believe they know it. Most of them go for public administration, they go for public governance, and they will have taught them, how to communicate, how to dialogue, how to negotiate, with the publics. I mean, it's a whole course. Susan said something about dialogue, about data gathering, statistics. They actually met with the community leaders. They explained things to the community leaders.
those whole years of work, that we're looking at. So it could just be, a lot when we bring all of this together. So sorry, Buki. I think we lost you for a bit. Our
Yes,
network here went off.
yes.
So please just quickly recap on the things you.
Okay, yes. So I was saying that they know what to do, but they don't want to do it. That's my own position. I believe there are experts, there are
Hmm.
people who have gone, who work in the government sector, and they understand the power of negotiation, meeting stakeholders. But I think they just decided to go this route. Probably they feel that this is the only way, they can do. But it's very wrong. It's very wrong. What they need to do, which is very simple, Susan mentioned it. I love that phrase. Susan said development without displacement is
Hmm.
a whole lot. Except if there is something that they know that we do not know.
Yeah.
If let us look at it, if they say there is a potential danger, tell us what the potential danger is. And even we are the ones that will say, okay, can we go this way? Okay, what can we do? What can we do? You understand? And for them, is that what is potential? This is a place that they have been staying for over 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it? But if it is that you want to develop luxurious houses, it's fine. Develop it, but you now have to relocate them.
Yeah.
I love development because there are times that when you go there, sanitary issues, hygienic issues, it's a big concern. You
Hmm.
understand? So they can actually reform that place, but still leave that ecosystem. Just a quick one. I remember going somewhere. I can't remember the country. They took us to tour how these people were living in the olden days. So I mean, it became a tourist attraction.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's like you are going through Eco area. You understand? And you could see some people were still there, but you could see that it was attracting money. So why can't we turn Makoko into that kind of area? I am advocating for that. Reform it, change their mindset. You understand? Come up with better structures, better technology, even with the use of wood. You understand?
Yeah.
And then make your life better and create an economy. If they should go and count that economy that is there,
Hmm.
create more. You understand? Susan mentioned it. They go there for fishing. There was this girl that developed an app for Mapuku to buy fish. She went to something STEM girls or something like that. It's a whole lot. I believe that they did not sit down. Well, they sat down. They just want to do what they want to do. That's just it. But there are better ways of doing this,
There are.
honestly.
There are definitely better ways of doing this, and I just hope that our government, is a government that will learn to listen. That will learn to listen, honestly, to the real people, or not listen to the people around you that just want you to do things for their own pocket, but listen to the voice of the people, gone, so that you will know what is happening. All right, this is where we'll call it a day today on the program. Tomorrow we'll have the last episode for this week. A very big thank you to our callers for today and to everyone who tuned in this morning. Thank you to Susan and Buki who joined in this morning to lend their voices to,
Thank you.
the demolitions that are happening in Makoko, and of course the one that happened in Oroshiki. We're just saying that give these people an option. Talk to them.
Yeah,
Sit down. Communicate with them for a better
yeah.
outcome. That's just all we're saying. All right. I urge you all to have a great day ahead. Do well to stay with us right here on Women Radio WFM 91.7. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Good morning.